AI is moving fast, and Apple just released their new Siri AI, which is a part of their next generation of Apple Intelligence. And they state that this new Siri makes apps and experiences you rely on across iPhone, iPad, Mac, and Apple Vision Pro more personal and helpful than ever. Apple's new AI features are now allowing for spatial reframing. This is one of their new features that they just implemented, which lets you reposition the angle of a picture after it's taken, and is another of its AI-focused updates that it revealed at WWDC.
Once the image loads, you'll see that the UI is super simple. You can interact with the photo directly to adjust the framing. I can touch, drag, and the perspective shifts as if I had repositioned the camera in the original scene. This capability uses on-device spatial models, so you can preview the effect in real time. And as you adjust the photo, you'll see a blur around the edges of the original image, which will be filled in later by our generative models.
So the blur will be filled in by the AI model, which is pretty crazy. So Apple has this new shortcuts app that lets you build workflows using AI. And NVIDIA teamed up with Apple, or Apple teamed up with NVIDIA to expand its private cloud compute to Google Cloud using NVIDIA GPUs, which a lot of people are very excited about. Now, speaking of NVIDIA, NVIDIA CEO says that the global tech stocks sell-off that began last week is a buying opportunity, and says the build-out of AI has just begun. Speaking of the build-out of AI, Naver is building a full-stack NVIDIA AI factory in Korea with NVIDIA DSX. And we have SK Telecom planning to build a gigawatt-scale AI cloud in Korea powered by NVIDIA DSX platform. We have NVIDIA teaming up with Doosan Group and announcing a collaboration to advance physical AI and AI factory infrastructure. We have NVIDIA and LG Group announcing plans to build an AI factory to support LG's robotics, autonomous driving, data center technologies, and GPU cloud services. And as a part of LG's new AI factory collaboration, LG is building home robots like Claude, trained and validated in NVIDIA Isaac Sim and Isaac Lab, and exploring Isaac Groot for human-like reasoning and complex task execution. Now, on the topic of robotics, Figure had their highest record month in May for humanoid robot manufacturing at Figure Bot Q. And moving to OpenAI, so OpenAI just recently submitted a confidential S1. They say that they expected it to leak, so they're announcing it, getting ahead of the leak now. And they stated they haven't decided on timing yet, and it may be a while because there are things that they want to do that are likely easier as a private company, but it's complicated. They say it's a complicated set of trade-offs, and this gives them the option to go public sooner if that ends up being best. Now, Sam Altman dropped this, talking about here's our current plan for OpenAI. And they said a whole lot in this doc, but to simplify it, it just comes down to these three main goals that OpenAI has. They want to build an automated AI researcher. That basically means like they want the AI to continue to get better at doing research for a number of different things. Pretty much AGI focused. They want to accelerate the economy, and they want to give everyone on Earth a personal AGI. How they're going to achieve this is the big question. Whether they're going to achieve it is going to be the bigger question, and how they're going to actually get it done is the biggest question. So there you have that. Moving on to news research. They state your Hermes agent now lives in iMessage via Photon HQ. Run Hermes gateway setup and choose Photon to start texting your agent. So You can literally now call your agent, text your agent. Your agent is literally on call, on demand through multiple different communication ways, basically. And Technium dropped this, added a new built-in skill inspired by Claude Code's simplify command. It will automatically simplify your code with the simplify code command. All you have to do is update your Hermes and drop it in. Now, Kimi dropped this. Kimi Code, our new open source coding agent, just got a major upgrade. One line CLI install, zero setup, fast startup, drag in videos as coding context, reference to LUT, long video to short, screen recording to code, and more. Plugins for stocks, financial reports, academic papers, with more coming soon. Supports the ACP protocol and works with JetBrains, Zed, and more. And hooks for custom tools and workflows. So Kimi is shipping right now. And they just announced Kimi Work, a local AI agent on your desktop that does the work for you. Native agents swarm up to 300 AI agents running in parallel on your local machine. It has browser use paired with WebBridge extension. Your agent will navigate websites in your browser, search, scroll, click, type, and complete tasks. All the good old browser stuff. Built for finance, native global market data tool called from Yahoo Finance and the World Bank. No complex API setup required. Has a memory system. Kimi Desktop keeps a running diary of your preferences, past decisions, and context to know you better. So more shipment coming from Kimi. Now, Sawyer Merritt put this out. SpaceX has just officially unveiled its AI-1 satellite, the first generation of its AI satellite. I want you guys to look at this.
Get it. The more challenging part is figuring out how do you get the power for it, and that's where a lot of what we've worked on for existing like Starlink technology, the solar arrays, are what we want to utilize that expertise to be able to build a satellite that can actually launch the critical components of the data center into space itself. We like to look at this and say, like, what is the actual engineering problem here? And it's really a combination of delivering power and then taking the waste heat and energy away and sending it into the vacuum of space, as you mentioned.
This is our AI-1, if you guys want to walk us through.
Yeah, so the first thing that we're really looking at here is, like, first you've got to make something compelling, right? And we thought that the right place to start is around the 150 kilowatt, like, peak power level. But as we look at the workloads with our experience with xAI, we get to actually see that we can also support about 120 kilowatts of average compute. There's a difference.
Yeah. What we're showing here is kind of a draft version of the version 1 of the SpaceX AI satellite, an AI-1, I guess you could call it. Seems like a reasonable place to start is 150 kilowatts peak power, 120 kilowatts sustained power, and to give you a sense of what does that actually look like in terms of the size of the radiators, size of the solar panels. The assumptions here are 250 watts per square meter for the solar array, and about 1,400 watts per square meter for the radiators. So the radiators, these are double-sided. Radiators are radiating both sides. They're oriented knife edge to the sun, and it's 1,400 watts per square meter is a very achievable goal. Over time, we think we could probably do above 250 watts per square meter and above 1,400 watts per square meter for the solar panels and radiators, respectively. But this gives you like this is pretty much what the satellite's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of solar panels, radiator, and then everything else is pretty small by comparison.
And these are like evolutions of things that we have actually already launched in our Starlink constellation to date.
Yeah.
That's really, I think, the cool part to me is that we're looking at solar technology that we already are going to use on the V3 Starlink vehicle. So I'm like really excited to then just take those and make it bigger.
Yeah, part of what we want to convey here is that there's not some magic that's necessary that doesn't exist for the AI satellites. As Ian said, a lot of this is technology we've already made for the Starlink V3 satellites.
So that's the SpaceX AI-1 satellite. Here we have Grok Build 0.1 ranking 15 and Grok 4.3 high ranking 17 in the new Agent Arena leaderboard, as you can see right here. Higgsfield AI announced that Grok Imagine 1.5 is now available on Higgsfield. It debuted #1 on the artificial analysis image to video leaderboard at 1404 ELO. Preserves detail and lighting fidelity from the input frame, measurable gains in Claude dynamics, water simulation, hair motion, and glass rendering. So that's Higgsfield announcing that Grok Imagine 1.5 is on there. They also announced that the Higgsfield plugin for DaVinci Resolve is live. This is pretty exciting in my opinion. You can generate footage in your timeline, draw on a clip to edit, and apply AI generated LUTs to your scene, remove backgrounds, reframe, upscale to 4K, rebuild any shot to your camera, lens, and aperture on Cinema Studio. So that's the DaVinci Higgsfield plugin. AI editing is just getting so much more advanced. Now we have Comfy stating that they dropped the Comfy desktop and it's here. One app for every Comfy. They say we rebuilt the desktop experience from the ground up. Your existing workflows, custom nodes, models, and settings carry over untouched. Same name, completely new app. What's new? They have multiple Comfy UI instances, different custom nodes, different versions, all managed in one place. Automatic snapshots before every update and custom node change with one-click rollback if something breaks. Day 0 Comfy UI releases. The moment a new version or nightly drops, you can update this immediately. If you're on an older desktop app, you'll see an update prompt automatically. Look at this. So that's the Comfy desktop. It looks like a lot of people are working on their desktop integrations, which is so good. We have this from Google. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to like this. They state that they're reducing the cost of their Google AI Plus plan and doubling your storage. So the new price is going to be $4.99 USD per month or local equivalent, down from $7.99. And new storage. So 400 gigabytes doubled from 200 gigabytes. Enjoy, they say. Now, Google recently placed an order with Intel Corp to manufacture more than 3 million of its specialized AI chips in 2028. And we have a new partnership alert. Google Cloud says that they launched a Google Cloud practice with IBM, expanding IBM Consulting Advantage, an AI-powered delivery platform with industry-specific agents for Gemini Enterprise, moving AI from pilot to production, just got a big upgrade. Now, NotebookLM dropped their announcement stating introducing a more powerful NotebookLM. Massive upgrades deliver agentic capabilities in chat, more advanced reasoning, and a suite of new output formats. Tackling complex multi-step research problems has never been easier. Rolling out to Google AI Ultra subscribers. Look at this. So that's the new Google NotebookLM update. We have this from Google Gemma. Building super fast experiences with Gemma just got easier. Gemma 4 MTP is now officially merged into llama.cpp. Developers can now pair MTP with Gemma 4 QAT for a fast, lightweight setup. We have this from Conductor. Cursor Composer 2.5 is live in Conductor. It's a new harness. They state it's fast, precise, and cost efficient. And when they say it's fast, they really mean fast. So we got this from Manus. New, you can connect multiple Gmail and Google Calendar accounts on Manus. Bring your work, personal, client, or team accounts into one workflow. Then choose which Manus account is used when taking action. So here from 11 Labs, they announced that voice AI will fundamentally improve access to public services. They talked about how they're partnering with the UK government to make it easier to access information and services online, especially for people who are visually impaired, struggle to read, or have difficulty navigating the internet. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of the developments, of this partnership. Now, Claude devs announced this, that they've added an observability dashboard for developers of connectors. Connectors let third-party developers bring their tools and data to Claude via the MCP. So they now have the connector observability. Boris Cherney says that they're seeing a number of benchmarks showing Opus is the best model for long-running work, and gave 5 tips for running Opus autonomously for hours and if not days. Number 1 is use auto mode for permissions so Claude doesn't ask for approval every single time, which can be annoying. Use dynamic workflows to have Claude orchestrate hundreds, if not thousands, of agents to get a task done. Use the goal command or the loop command, which everyone is raving about, to nudge Claude to keep going until it's done. Use Claude Code in the cloud so you can close your laptop. Easiest way is the desktop or mobile app. Make sure Claude has a way to self-verify its work end-to-end, which is important. Claude and Chrome browser extension for web, iOS, Android, SIM, MCP for mobile. A way to start the full web server or service for back-end work. So these are the 5 tips from Boris on how to basically keep running Opus autonomously. Now, Perplexity says that they published a new research with Harvard on the shift from chat interfaces to autonomous agents like computer. As a whole, this is essentially where the world is going when it comes to AI. They state over 3 months, findings show workers using computer finish tasks in 87% less time and 94% lower cost than search alone, with higher satisfaction. Now we have this from Cognition, introducing Frontier Code, a coding eval that raises the bar for difficulty and quality. Each task took 40 plus hours of work by leading open source maintainers, and models write sloppy code. that works but isn't maintainable. Their eval is first to measure. So we got this from Poke. You can now claim your Poke handle today. All you have to do is go to poke.com/claim. You can now receive emails rerouted into your Gmail inbox today. They state that they're gradually rolling out email sending, and there's more to come later this month, so stay tuned. Poke is essentially taking over. And Peter has got the AI space. Peter and Boris collectively has gotten the AI space in, I wouldn't necessarily call it an uproar, but everybody's gone mad, gone wild over these loops. So Peter says, here's your monthly reminder that you shouldn't be prompting coding agents anymore. You should be designing loops that prompt your agent. So that is the next biggest thing that everybody's focusing on now, is basically having these agents working all the time. It's similar to the goal command, but the loop command is what keeps them running consistently without you having to keep prompting them to do something. You essentially design loops that are AIs that prompt the AI coding agent, if that makes any sense. So it removes you out of the loop of having to say, okay, do this next. Okay, this is done. All right, do that next. Pretty interesting concept, and people have already come out with a lot of their ways that they're utilizing loops and how they're explaining to utilize loops. It's very straightforward. The biggest issue a lot of people have about these kinds of statements is that majority of people don't have infinite tokens. Majority of people don't work at OpenAI, don't work at Anthropic, and can't just run off of endless compute. So that's where a lot of people get frustrated with these new trends or fads in AI, because they just don't have enough usage, have enough tokens to actually put this to work. So I wanted to show you this. Tebow says, I have a new kind of big button. It's not the reset button, but Tebow has that button too. Big button that I can press for Codex. Over the next 100 days, we will select one person per day who does impressive or incredibly useful work with Codex and give them 10x usage limits for a month to see what they can do with it. And speaking of usage, with this 10x usage that someone can possibly get gifted by Tebow, they can utilize loops. But speaking of loops, majority of people just don't want to waste their tokens on having loops or running loops, and the AI just basically runs off and does nonsensical hallucinations and doesn't do anything productive. And now you've wasted all your usage limits running loops that didn't do what you wanted it to do. So that's all I have for this video. A lot of stuff went down today. A lot of stuff I couldn't cover, I'll probably put in tomorrow's video, because this one's already pretty long as it is. But there you have it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any suggestions for videos you want to see in the future, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss a video and you're always up to date with what's going on in the AI world. See you guys in the next video.